Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. The Bakersfield Police Officers Association is taking action to stop the release of personnel records. The reason departments around the state are asking courts to make an exception to a new law.
Once a driller, always a driller. The former NFL player and BHS grad who's taking over on the sidelines.
Maybe school's not out for the summer after all. After much contention, the decision Bakersfield City School District made about summertime classes on this Friday, March 22nd, 2019. Good morning. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Tabitha Mills and Kevin Schredt. Alex Fisher still off on his grand vacation and adventure.
Living his life in
Argentina.
I've
got an amazing photo to show you a little later where Alex is and makes us all a little jealous. But he's been hiking and having a good time and enjoying the weather. He was a little bundled up in the picture that I'll show a little later, but it's worth looking at. Here at home, we're looking at a beautiful Friday. Yes, it is Friday, and we're looking at more sunshine today before a little change heading into tomorrow. So let's talk about it right now and show you the temperature, 45 degrees right now. So grab a jacket if you're heading out the door. We have a light wind just out of the east-northeast at 5 miles per hour. As we take a look at the skies, and you can see still a little bit of cloud cover out there, especially into the mountains, some upsloping taking place. So we'll see mostly sunny skies, I think, in the valley, and then we'll hang on to a few clouds this morning into the Kern County mountains. We're going to start out in the 40s for the valley this afternoon. We're going to be near 70 by 3 o'clock, 68 degrees, just a light wind out of the northwest. And then for the mountains, we're at 39 in Tehachapi right now. Still a little bit of a breeze out of the west-northwest at 15. And hour by hour here, starting out in the 30s, we're looking at 50s this afternoon. By 3 o'clock, we should be looking at mostly sunny skies and a northwest wind at 14.
And now to some breaking news out of Central Bakersfield. Bakersfield police are investigating a reported robbery at the Yum Yum Donut Shop. The store sits at the corner of Brundage Lane and Union Avenue. The owner didn't want to go on camera for safety reasons, but told our photographer Lee Ortlieb at the scene that the robbery happened around 3:30 this morning. He says two men drove up in a minivan, walked into the store, and held employees at gunpoint. The owner says they got away with about $300. No one was hurt. We have several calls out to BPD about the investigation, and we'll bring you more information as we get it.
And new at Sunrise, Bakersfield City School District is reversing course on a decision not to offer summer school. The district announced it will have a modified summer school program this year. The classes are happening, after all, thanks to grant funding. Right now, summer school will only happen at 4 campuses, though: Casa Loma, Longfellow, and Stella Hills Elementary Schools, and Emerson Middle School. The district says more information about summer school for other campuses will be available in the coming weeks.
The parents of a 16-year-old girl are taking the Kern High School District to court. They claim the district failed to protect their daughter. 17th Atom Wallace sat down with the couple, who says Liberty High School and math teacher and basketball coach Jeffrey Hicks had a sexual relationship with the teen. Court documents indicate Hicks told investigators he kissed the girl at his home and would frequently text her and receive photos of her through Snapchat. The girl's parents say Hicks has faced similar allegations in the past, but the district didn't do anything about it. They're seeking monetary damages. They are also asking the district to provide mandatory training for all employees about educators' sexual misconduct.
Our biggest hope is that with this happening, and unfortunately to our daughter, that it won't happen to someone else if the district really takes a hard look at what they're doing and how they're handling these situations. That's ultimately our hope, is that the result of all of this will be good and better for other people.
The district placed Hicks on unpaid administrative leave during an investigation last year and says it cannot comment on the lawsuit. The district attorney's office filed charges against Hicks in December.
Local law enforcement is following the footsteps of other departments around the state, suing to stop the release of personnel records. A new law requires police departments to release previously protected records on personnel conduct, use of force, and to sexual misconduct as well. Since it passed, news outlets across the state have made requests for the records. The Bakersfield Police Officers Association filed for an injunction to see if they can be given an exception against some of the requested records.
5:05 now, a big bust for local law enforcement agencies. The Kern County Sheriff's Office teamed up with other police departments to locate and arrest wanted fugitives from the electronic monitoring program. Yesterday, officers screened 42 locations around the county and conducted 26 probation and parole searches. The teams captured 14 EMP fugitives and made an additional 5 felony and 5 misdemeanor arrests.
The BHS football team has a new boss on the sidelines. Former driller and Fresno State Bulldog Michael Stewart is the new coach. He met some of the players yesterday before the school formally made the announcement. Stewart played in the NFL with the Rams and Dolphins for 10 years. He's been coaching for Ventura College and Mission Hills Almany High School, and he says he's very eager to be back in Bakersfield.
I heard about it. Typically when a job will come available, I have a number of people here would call and say, hey, Mike, you might want to, and they said, I guess the week before they called and said, hey, the Garces job is open. And I go, I can't see myself at Garces. But a couple days later when Coach Gola took the helm over there, I said, well, man, I'm going to send my resume in right now. And then it just kind of went from there.
Stewart will take over for former coach Paul Gola, as he just mentioned. He left BHS in January for a position at Garces. And speaking of Garces, the school also made another big announcement yesterday. Kelly Olson is joining the Garces family as the new dean of students. He's making the transition from law enforcement to education. Olson recently retired after 29 years of working for the CHP. The school says he's not just bringing his public safety experience to Garces, but he also brings a culture of faith and family, as he's active in several local parishes through confirmation classes and serving as the Knight of Columbus.
If you're looking to be part of the annual Village Flea Market at the Kern County Museum, your time is running out to sign up. Today's the last day to apply to be a vendor. Applications have to be filled out by 5 p.m. So far, there will be about 40 vendors at the event. This is video of the flea market last year. It's happening from 8 to 4 next Saturday, March 30th. We posted all the details and a link to the application on our website, kget.com.
And here's your chance to win the amazing race, the Bakersfield version, that is. The annual relay is happening tomorrow in downtown. This is video from previous years. The race starts at Inns and Wall Street Alley. Grab a few friends as teams of 2 to 4 people work together to solve clues and be the first to finish the line, or cross the finish line, that should be. It starts at 9:30 a.m. sharp. The first place team will walk away with $400, and there are also prizes for best costume and best Instagram photo. You can still register to race until 6 tonight, and we've posted the link on our website, kget.com.
National Puppy Day is tomorrow. What better way to celebrate than by taking your pup to the park? The Trust for Public Land ranked 100 big cities across the country based on dog parks. Bakersfield tied with Long Beach for number 18. The group also noted a rise in the number of dog parks nationwide. There are now more than 800 off-leash parks in the country's 100 biggest cities, nearly 40 more than there were last year.
Welcome back. In your 17 Health Watch, a popular dinner staple for many families is being recalled. Tyson Foods is pulling nearly 70,000 pounds of chicken strip products from freezer aisles nationwide. There's a possibility that meat has pieces of metal in it. The recalled chicken was made back in November and sold in 25-ounce plastic bags and 20-pound cases. So far, no reports of any illnesses or injuries, but people who have the chicken in their freezers are advised to throw it out or return it to the store. And a brand of baby's cough syrup sold nationwide at Dollar General stores is also being pulled from store shelves. Kingston Pharma has recalled one lot of its 2-ounce bottles of DG Health Naturals baby cough syrup plus mucus. The bottles could be contaminated with bacteria that can possibly lead to vomiting or diarrhea. So far, no illnesses have been reported, and we've posted more details about that recall on our website, kget.com.
There's news of an alarming new turn in the nationwide opioid epidemic. After soaring overdoses from prescription pain meds, then heroin, now it's the synthetic opioid fentanyl on a rapid rise.
The CDC reports deaths from fentanyl have soared more than 1,000% since 2011, taking 18,000 lives in 2016. African Americans suffering the most dramatic increase. NBC's Jacob Soboroff is on the front lines in Baltimore.
It's only 11 o'clock. We're on our way to our third overdose call in the last hour.
What's your name, ma'am?
A young woman in this park has been revived with naloxone, the overdose antidote.
Yes, I do. I don't want to go.
Dr. Salem Al-Ghamdi says this is the third overdose he's treated this morning.
I've been doing this for a while now. Maybe 80% of the patient I see is an opioid overdose.
80%?
At least.
Until now, African Americans had not been so affected by the overdose epidemic. But today's report shows the African American death rate from fentanyl has soared 141% every single year from 2011 through 2016. The synthetic opioid, 50 times more powerful than heroin, now flooding big cities like Baltimore from the supply chain in Mexico and China.
We need that support.
William Miller Jr. used to deal drugs.
That's how we give it away free.
But now deals naloxone.
Nasal spray. Right.
You guys are out there on the street actively passing out something that helps people reverse an overdose.
Reverse overdose. We call it help saving a life.
We're here to help.
This community now fighting on the new front lines of the deadliest overdose epidemic in American history. Jacob Soboroff, NBC News, Baltimore.
Thanks for listening to the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's a 15-minute summary of everything you need to know about Kern County. There's a new episode every weekday.